Because here is Brian Chambers. He's going to celebrate his win here at Michigan. He's going to do it in style with the burnout. Oh, Sturgill sliding in to celebrate as well. Alright guys, with that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have driver interviews. Make sure you guys stay tuned.
Oh, Corey, there's a lot more to racing than just winning. I mean, taking the race by a full lap? Where's the entertainment in that? I just wanted to give the folks a little sizzle. Am I sorry I didn't have a crew chief? No, I'm not, because I'm a one-man show.
And of course, you for all that you're doing. I'm sorry we had to put you through a Pocono race, but you're a trooper.
Sorry, you made me laugh there. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's alright. These guys are fighting pretty close right now. 17 of Christian Budd managing to hold on. And now they're going to have to deal with the 38 of Thomas Harmon, who's going to make it 3 wide on the inside. They've gotten the 17 of Christian Budd clear. And now Thomas. Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new season and welcome to the LA Coliseum for the Output Racing Clash. Here to kick things off with Season 2 2022. As you can see, there's some cars on track. They're getting ready to get set here for what should be maybe a pit party. There's a couple of cars just sitting around the track as the rest of the field's starting to come out of the pits. Got new cars, new paint schemes, and a couple of new drivers. One of which being the 6 of Robert DeVore. A-Class 1.6K I-rating driver. 2.2 A-Class, that is. We also had the return of Corey Steinhauser in the 65. A-Class 4.4 with a 2.4 I-rating. And he will actually be racing the whole season. There he is in the 65 car. Speedway Memes Media on the side. As it looks like there's some confusion about the pit party. No one wants to lead. Everyone wants to be behind everyone else. Looks like we're going to have the 64 of Jonas Marquez lining up next to Brandon Bennett on the front. The 2 of Chris Champeau, the 6 of Robert DeVore, the 13 of Travis Masia, the 78 of Brian Pizzakemi. That's your top 6. Looks like we're going to go one more time around. The 65 of Corey Steinhauser, the 38 of Thomas Harmon. On the very back of the pack, the 23 of John Lazelle. Right now it is Thomas Harmon leading the way. Got a 13.48. And he'll definitely be looking at bringing that down before the end of practice. As we're off and racing here for the pit party. Oh, a little bit of contact from the 6 on the 2. Big contact from the 65 on, I don't know who that was, I think it was Travis. As around goes Brandon Bennett. Mademoiselle's at the back. A little bit of rubbing with the 13 and the 78. Oh, and the 6 is all kinds of unsorted. He's gone around. The 38 of Thomas Harmon with a brand new look on his car as well. He's just joined on the back of the field. The 13 has gone around. Yeah, these cars also have the new damage model as well. Could definitely make things interesting for this season. The 23 of John Lazelle trying to chase down Corey Steinhauser. Oh, big lockup for Corey. Through goes Lazelle and Thomas Harmon. And around goes Corey. So we're at the LA Coliseum, which a lot of drivers have described as absolute death. Around goes the 13 of Travis Masia, and I'm expecting this to just be one of those kinds of races. Going to see a lot of carnage, a lot of mayhem. I don't think it's going to be very possible that we're going to get much green flag racing in, such as the nature of this track. There's 64 there, Jonas Marquez. He's just in behind Corey Steinhauser. Jonas Marquez currently 3rd with a 13.577. Corey Steinhauser currently P6, 13.666. Around goes Corey. Expecting to hear people have gone around a lot. See Robert DeVore there with a lot of front end damage as he spins out. behind Chris Champeau, who just came out of the pits. 13 Travis Masia, running his same old Gladiator paint scheme. We're not expecting many people to rock up to this race either. As the 65 Corey Steinhauser, that's out of turn 2 that he's gone around. I think we're definitely not expecting Jaron Sanchez. There's no TJ Crampton, no Brian Harris, no Frank Isaacson or Mark Pentacuff. Honestly, the name of the game here is probably just going to be survival. And trying not to get disqualified. Two Chris Champeau on screen. Oh, around goes Corey again. Oh, and around goes the 2 of Chris Champeau. I think it was the 6 of Robert DeVore who whacked into Corey. This race is just all about having a bit of fun, getting out there, causing some havoc. Here's 6 of Robert DeVore there on screen. He's got the 38 of Thomas Harmon right behind him. Oh, mistakes were made. So we're going to be seeing a lot of people running into people or people spinning out. But all these cars are only using second gear. Third gear is too slow. First gear is too wily. The 64 Jonas Marquez has gone around and he actually broke his left front there. You can see it flapping around a little bit when the car was stopped. There's a 6 of Robert DeVore. And around goes Robert DeVore. So your top 11 right now in times is currently Thomas Harmon, Robert DeVore, Jonas Marquez, Brian Pizzicami, John Lizelle, Corey Steinhauser, Matt Horton, Brandon Bennett, Chris Champeau, Travis Masia, and James Watson. James Watson actually hasn't hit the track just yet. I'm sure he will shortly. The round goes to 38 to Thomas Harmon. Gave it a little bit too much gas coming out of turn 2. There's the 2 of Chris Champeau. He's got Brandon Bennett up ahead in the 1. 65 of Corey Steinhauser just behind him. Round goes Brandon Bennett. And around goes to 13 Travis Masia. 64 Jonas Marquez. Nowhere to go there. Oh, and around goes Jonas Marquez. A little bit of a hurry up there from Steinhauser on Champeau. And a lockup. It's definitely going to be one of those harder to pass kind of tracks. Going to make something happen around here. Going to have to force it just about. Just like that, as Steinhauser just got dumped by Harmon. Oh, and around goes Champeau off the nose of Watson. We are expecting Kyle Krass as well here tonight. We just understand that he's having a bit of troubles getting the car through scrutineering. As Travis Masia gets in the middle of a kerfuffle there. Robert DeVore only 0.059 of a second behind the time set by Thomas Harmon so far in practice. Top 3 separated by a tenth exactly. Ryan Pizzacami just 0.101 off the leading time in 4th. Oh, 2 of Chris Champeau went around. That's in turn 1. And there's a pile in. Around goes Jonas Marquez. Well, I'm also just hearing right now that 33 of Matt Horton has been sent home. Apparently his engine block is half a cubic inch too big. So it's half a cubic inch larger than the tolerances will allow. That's why we haven't seen him on track since just before the start of the broadcast. And that was a big send from Steinhauser on Harmon. Sent them both into the fence. And it looks like maybe we're getting ready for another pit party. Is Robert DeVore absolutely smashed Corey there. Yeah, everyone's battling to not be at the front of the line. No one wants to be in the lead of this thing. It's going to be John Lazelle, Travis Masia, Dennis Marquez, Thomas Harmon, Robert DeVore, and James Watson as your top six here. Shenanigans in the background between Steinhauser and Pizzacami. We're going. We've all got to hurry up from Steinhauser. And Steinhauser promptly dropped to the very back. Thomas Harmon with the over-under on Masia. Oh, and Watson's around. There's a kerfuffle. Everyone's just trying their best to survive right now. As around goes Pizzacami. Facing back in the right direction. Oh, sideways was Thomas Harmon going into the corner. At the right rear to Jonas Marquez. Oh, Steinhauser got punted by Masia. Guess there's going to be two ultimate questions here. First one's going to be how long till we get our first caution? I guess the second answer is going to be how many cautions are we going to get? Watching this at home, you should start a drinking game. Have a shot for every caution. A shot for every caution. Chug for every time it's a takeout. And finish the bottle for every time it's a self-spin. See Steinhauser there just doing a burnout on the back straight. Everyone's just driving around him like he doesn't exist. Thomas Harmon trying to get underneath John Lozelle. He gets there. As John, he hit the brakes. John's going to just look out of it and reset. We have a couple minutes left here in practice now. Time flies when there's a lot of action going on track. Some of these paint jobs look really wicked for the new season as around goes Jonas off the nose of Steinhauser. Oh, James Watson and the entry gate for the trucks. I guess for the cars from the main pit area. Ooh. And around goes Massia all by himself. Too much rear brake. And into the inside fence he went. But we are now in the final minute of practice. Means qualifying is coming up very shortly. Around goes Steinhauser again, back into a burnout. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Coming up, we'll have the results of qualifying, and then it will get into the racing action with the first stage. Make sure you guys stay tuned. More from the Output Racing Clutch coming up shortly. And we are back. It's now time for the first segment of the Output Racing Clash here from the LA Coliseum. And starting on the pole, it's going to be 23 car of Mr. John Lozelle. Starting on his outside will be the 38 Thomas Harmon. P3 will be the 6 of Robert DeVore. P4 will be the 64 of Jonas Marquez. P5, the 39 of James Watson. P6 be the 2 of Christian Poe. P7 will be the 60 of Carl Kraus. P8 will be the 10 of Travis Massier. P9 the 65 of Corey Steinhauser. And P10 will be the 78 of Brian Pizzicami. Got 10 cars to take on this race. Strength of field is a 27-24. Now this is 3 segments. The first segment 75 laps, the second segment 50 laps. Final segment just a solemn 10 laps. No inverts, just run what you brung and hope for the best. Looks like we're going to start getting moving here. The 33 Matt Horton was originally slated to start in P8. But as I said, with the issue of his engine just being that little bit oversized, he is not being counted towards the actual starting grid. So here we go, we'll go green this time by. And just because it's fun, we're going to set the camera to focus on crashes. And we're off and racing. John Lozelle already out to the early lead from Thomas Harmon. Oh, and the 6 has already been hit. That's Robert. He got hit by the 39 of James Watson. Top 5 have already pulled away from the rest of the field. Oh, and around goes the 60 of Carl Kraus. That is going to bring out our first caution of the race. That one was a self-spin. So if you're playing the drinking game at home, finish your drink after you have a shot. So the current order is John Lozelle, Thomas Harmon, Jonas Marquez, Robert DeVore, James Watson, Chris Champeau, Corey Steinhauser, Brandon Bennett, Brian Pizzicami, Travis Massier, and Carl Kraus in 11th. So I was wrong, there's 11 people on the field. I can't math sometimes, okay? It just happens. We're off and racing once more. Another strong restart there from John Lozelle. And this time around goes Robert DeVore. Steinhauser nowhere to go but into the side of him. Waiting for everyone to roll off here. With Chris Champeau also went for a spin. Front of the field catches up to the guys who got caught up in that one. We're already almost 10 laps into this race, and most of it's been held under caution. And that one was a takeout. So take a shot and have a chug. I think we're going to get these guys who are behind the pace car around the pace car and back onto the tail end of the lead lap. There they go. Lights go out on the pace car. We'll go green this time by. So the order at the moment is Lizelle, Harmon, Marquez, Watson, Bennett, Pizzakemi, Masia. Then it's DeVore, Champeau, Steinhauser, and Kraus. Here we go. We're off and racing. A little bit of stagnant starting going on there. A little bit of a door as well. Sounds like some big drama in the background. But we continue on, no caution. Oh, and the 23, John Lizelle put himself in the fence. That gifted the lead to Thomas Harmon. Oh, and around goes Lizelle in front of the field. Oh, Steinhauser just gives him a kiss on the nose. Has brought out our third caution. That was another takeout, so have a shot and another chug. Now the order is Harmon, Watson, Marquez, Pizzakemi, Bennett, Champeau, Masia, Steinhauser, DeVore, Kraus, and Lizelle. Actually, I think DeVore is in 8. It's supposed to be 8. I'm not sure. Either way, we are back to 1 to green now. Alright, the order was right as I read it. Here we go, we're 16 laps down in this 75 lap race. There is a half-hour time limit on this, so we'll see if we hit that time limit or not. Pace car is in. We're off and racing once more. Pretty clean start there for the restart. Oh, sliding into turns 1 and 2 was the 64 of Marquez. Big slide job on the 78 of Pizzakemi, that was. A lot of cars have got a little bit of damage. One of them being the 60 Kyle Kraus, who just got loose coming out of turn 2. Oh, and a big punt from the 23 onto the 13. And that is going to bring out another caution. And Travis Masser is going to lose a lap because of it. That's caution number 4. That's another shot and another chug for a takeout. That means our order is now Harmon, Watson, Marquez, Champo, Bennett, Steinhauser, Kraus, Pizzacami, DeVore, Lozelle, and Massia being the first and only car 1 lap down. Looks like these guys in the back trying to get themselves sorted out. Steinhauser just pulling up next to Bennett there. Playing some games. And we have one in the pits, that's Brian Pizzacami, the 78 car. I think he went and got some damage fixed maybe. Everyone now starts to get formed up. Get the 1 the green this time by. Yep, the lights are out on the pace car. We've got 1 the green. Coming out of turn 4, we're off and racing once more. Big jump this time from Thomas Harmon in the 38. Oh, Kraus making some moves up on the inside line there. Trying to get around the 65 of Steinhauser. Oh, Lozelle got loose. Punted Steinhauser. And around goes Lozelle all by himself. That one being a self spin, and I do believe the caution has come out once more. And Lozelle has taken himself to the pits. This is going to bring Travis Massia back onto the lead lap. The order now is Harmon, Watson, Marquez, Bennett, Champo, Kraus, Steinhauser, DeVore, Pizzacami, Massia, and Lozelle. As I said, Massia will get the wave around here, and then Lozelle will be the Solom car 1 lap down. Around everyone he goes. Brandon Bennett's made his way up to 4th. lights have gone out on the pace car once more. So we'll be going green this time by. Watch for Thomas Harmon to make another huge jump off the start. Here we go. And away goes Thomas Harmon once more. Big jump once again. James Watson might actually be under threat of losing second here to Jonas Marquez. Kyle Kraus trying to defend from Steinhauser. Steinhauser with a terrible run. Just about getting swarmed there by Pizzacchemi. James Watson into the fence all by himself, and I think that has brought out another caution. I don't actually think he was in the fence by himself. I think he got pushed up there. I'll have to go back and have a look at that one. Got Abner James here. Coming into turn one side by side with Jonas. Jonas definitely carrying a lot of speed. Big lock up. And just shoved him into the fence. That one is a takeout, so that is another shot and a chug. That's also a big shake-up in the order. Now it's going to be Thomas Harmon, Jonas Marquez, Chris Champeau, Brandon Bennett, Kyle Kraus, Corey Steinhauser, Brian Pizzacchemi, Robert DeVore, Travis Masia, James Watson, and John Lozelle will get the Lucky Dog wave round and get back onto the lead lap here. Everyone's getting into their order here. Lights will go out on the pace car this time. We'll get one to green. There we go. Fred the flag marshal on his scissor lift gets ready to wave the green flag furiously. Alright, here we go, coming out of turn 4. Another good jump from Thomas Harmon. 3 wide ahead. And 3 wide again. Oh! Contact between Bennett and Steinhauser, and that has led to the 60 of Kraus going around and the 1 of Bennett going around. That was bound to happen. 3 wide around this track does not go. There's Steinhauser. So that is another chug and a shot. And if you are playing a drinking game, then you'd be well and truly wasted by now. But the current order is Harmon, Champeau, Marquez, Steinhauser, Pizzacchemi, DeVore, Watson. Steinhauser pulling off into the pits. That's going to change things up. So it's going to be Harmon, Champeau, Marquez, Pizzacchemi, DeVore, Watson, Lozelle, Bennett, Massio, Kraus, and Steinhauser propping up the field from the back. fact, I think the 60 car Kraus got a penalty from that one. He's going to be from the back of the pack. Although he's not letting Steinhauser into his position in line. A little bit of shenanigans there at the back of the pack. The pace car's going in. We're off and racing once more. Another big jump there for Thomas Harmon. As the two of Chris Champeau came under attack. Almost 3 wide again. I've actually lost count of how many cautions we've had to this point. A little bit of rubbing going on between Lozelle and Watson. Oh, and a punt from Robert on the 64 car. And that's caused a stack up on the back straight on the exit of 2. The DeVore and Marquez caught up in that one. Oh, Kraus got a little piece of it as well. Steinhauser back in the pits. Lights are out on pace car. Everyone's getting lined up. Going to be Harmon, Champeau, Pizzicemi, Watson, Lozelle, DeVore, Kraus, Bennett, Massio, Marquez, and Steinhauser. As in goes the pace car. And out comes the green flag. We're off and racing once more. Really good jump this time from Brian Pizzicemi in P3. He's going to take over second from Champeau. Champeau getting beaten around here a little bit. James Watson was just in the fence the entire front straight. Oh, and he's getting beaten around before he struggles. Bennett got a little bit loose coming out too. Big dive from Robert in turn 3, and that has sent Chris Champeau around. Chris just got straightened up by Steinhauser. I think Steinhauser just hit the incident limit actually. We've only got 20 laps left to go in this first section of the race. Two of Chris Champeau now comes into the pits. So the order is going to be Harmon, Pizzicemi, Kraus, Lozelle, Bennett, Watson, Marquez, Champeau, Massio, DeVore. Champo is going to be in 10th, so Massieu, DeVore, then Champo. Corey Steinhauser 1 lap down in P11. The lights are out on the pace car. We'll get the green flag this time by. We're off and racing. Ball looked like he had a little bit of wheel spin there on the start. Dropped all the way down to the back of the pack. And look at Kyle Kraus go up on the inside. He's challenging for the second position, trying to get the lead. And he is in position to take the lead now on the inside of Thomas Harmon. Pizzacchemi put himself into the fence. Oh, and around goes Kraus off the nose of Bennett. Oh, and then Kraus lazily just running into Steinhauser as he was getting back going again. But that is another shot with a chug. And if you are playing this drinking game, please don't die of alcohol poisoning. Steinhauser's getting the wave around here. Starting to make his way around everyone. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go green this time by. Everyone's back on the lead lap. It's Bennett, Pizzacchemi, Marquez, Champeau, Watson, Harmon, Kraus, DeVore, Massieu, Steinhauser. We're off and racing once more. Bennett getting the jump. Marquez trying to work on the inside of Chris Champeau. That's the battle for third. Battle for fourth is going on as well. Watson's going to take that one. Marquez sneaks home in third. Now Watson's going to try and work over Champeau for the fourth position. Oh, and everyone's loose coming out of turn two. That halted all of Watson's momentum. But he somehow still got underneath of Champeau. Champeau ran into the back of Marquez that time. James Watson is now officially third, as Thomas Harmon has worked his way back into fourth, and around goes Thomas Harmon. And he starts pulling out on the track right in front of Corey Steinhauser. So far, Thomas Harmon with the fastest lap of the race, a 13.564, as we are now currently on lap 70 of 75. think we're just about to hit the time limit here. Only a couple of minutes away from it, actually. The order is going to be Bennett, Pizzacchemi, Watson, Marquez, Kraus, Champeau, DeVore, Massier, Steinhauser, Harmon. John Lazelle's going to prop onto the back of the field. We're off and racing. Pizzacchemi with a horrible restart that time. Allows James Watson to get right up underneath him. We now have just 2 to go. Oh, Watson loose. Saved it though, Pizzacchemi moves back into second. That's going to be white flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it for the first stage of this race. Oh, and around goes the 64 of Marquez. In fact, he got hit by the incident limit right at the very end. Brandon Bennett wins the first race. Pizzacchemi second, Watson in third, Kyle Kraus in fourth. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have race number 2, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the Output Racing Clash at the LA Coliseum. And stage 2 is about to get underway. They're going to start exactly how they finished the first stage. So it's going to be Brandon Bennett, Brian Pizzacchemi, James Watson, Kyle Kraus, Chris Champeau, Robert DeVore, Thomas Harmon, Corey Steinhauser, Jonas Marquez, Travis Massier, and John Lazelle propping up the field. Everyone was able to get their cars fixed, tyres and fuel. As we get set off for the second of our stages. This one is going to be 50 laps. As the pace car is going to go in this time by. We're off and racing. Bennett with a half-decent start, but he's going to lose a little bit of ground here to that outside line. As Brian Pizzacchemi almost mounted a charge, and around goes Bennett. Also around goes the 60 of Kyle Kraus. Oh, there's drama in the outside lane. Everyone up there piling in. Brandon Bennett decided to pull the ripcord and just tow to the pits. Straight into the pits was the 65 of Corey Steinhauser. So the lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go green this time by. It's Watson, Pizzicami, Kraus, Champeau, Harmon, DeVore, Marquez, Lazelle, Macias, Steinhauser, Bennett. And out turn 4, we're off and racing once more. Good jump there for James Watson. Very, very terrible jump for the 78 of Brian Pizzicami. As the 60 of Kyle Kraus has snuck up his inside and taken second place. Thomas Harmon trying to get it. Oh, the leader has made a mistake. James Watson himself into the fence out of turn 4. Big check up on the inside line. Cars going absolutely everywhere, and I think James Watson has big damage, making it hard for him to turn. Oh, and around goes the 78 of Pizzicami with the 38 of Thomas Harmon, and around he goes again. I think there was also another incident with the 6 car of Robert DeVore. See Kyle Kraus, who is leading the race. There's DeVore. Kind of got stuck there a little bit. So the order as it stands right now is Kraus, Watson, Champeau, Harmon, Marquez, Macia, Lazelle, Steinhauser, Pizzicami. We've got DeVore in 10th, who is 1 lap down, Brandon Bennett in 11th, who is 5 laps down. Brandon Bennett just got 1 of his laps back, so now he's going to be 4 laps down. Everyone's getting lined up here once more. Pace car is in. And we're off and racing. Chris Champeau got a little bit impatient there, gave our leader Kyle Kraus a little bit of a hurry up coming to the start zone. .38 Thomas Harmon just stuck on the outside there, unable to do too terribly much. Oh, a little bit of how's it going, and around goes Thomas Harmon and a 23 of John Lazelle. Steinhauser running into Thomas Harmon as well. Thomas Harmon's just trying to get back going straight again. of Travis Macia in the pits this time. I think the 6 of Robert DeVore is going to get the lucky dog wave around. He's just making his way around the field now. So it's going to be Kraus, Watson, Champeau, Marquez, Pizzicami, Steinhauser, Lazelle, Macia, DeVore, Thomas Harmon, who was a lap down, and Brandon Bennett 4 laps down. The lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go green this time by. off and racing. A lot of checkup in there going through the field. The accordion effect, as some people like to call it. See, Corey Steinhauser just moved himself in front of Travis Masia. Oh, Masia giving Steinhauser the hurry up. Leader 2 of Chris Champeau trying to get underneath James Watson. And he makes that move stick really nicely. Oh, and Champeau's made a mistake. He's allowed James Watson back up underneath him. The 78 of Brian Pizzicami trying to get his nose underneath of Marquez. Couldn't quite get there. And Watson now moves back up into the second position. It is 64, Jonas Marquez trying to take third. And in fact, he's going to try and take second here as Watson made another mistake. Marquez is around. And that is going to be another caution here. I think the 13 of Travis Masia also ran, and I think Marquez, yeah, he's actually broken one of his axles. He'll be unable to get that thing moving. So now it is going to be Kraus, Watson, Champeau, Pizzicami, Steinhauser, Lazelle, DeVore, Masia, Thomas Harmon, who should get his lap back here, Brandon Bennett, who's 4 laps down, and Jonas Marquez, who is in the pits. There goes Thomas Harmon, getting his lap back. The lights are out on the pace car. We're going green this time. And this is the highest up we've seen in 65 of Steinhauser so far. As away goes Kyle Kraus with a big jump off the start. James Watson trying to maintain that second position. Doesn't quite have it yet. He locks up going into turn 3. And that is going to drop him. Oh, contact between himself and Steinhauser. And that is going to be another caution. I think Steinhauser just pipped Pizzicami when that caution came out. So now the order is going to be Kraus, Champeau, Steinhauser, Pizzicami, Lazelle, DeVore, Harmon, Masia, Watson, Brandon Bennett, who's 4 laps down, and he'll get one of those back here. Jonas Marquez, who was 6 laps down on the tail of the field. We are halfway through this race now, 25 laps down, 25 laps to go. The lights are out on the pace car. We'll go green this time. We're off and racing. Steinhauser already trying to look at taking second away from Chris Champeau. Kyle Kraus has jumped out to a big lead here on the restart. Side by side they continue to go. Oh, John Lazelle sent from nowhere, and I think Steinhauser has made his own mistake. He has. He's gone around, been in second. And that's going to drop Steinhauser all the way down to the 9th position. There's going to be Kraus, Harmon, Watson, Champeau, Lazelle, Pizzicemi, DeVore, Massier, Steinhauser. Bennett will now just be 2 laps down, and Marquez, who will remain 6 laps down. Actually, no, Bennett was involved in that one, so Marquez gets a lap back. So Bennett's going to remain 3 laps down, and Marquez, who is going to be 5 laps down. As everyone gets into the 2x2 formation, the lights are out on the pace car. We'll go green this time by. Only a matter of about 14 laps to go when they get to the start finish line. We're off and racing. Oh, Thomas Harmon very loose coming out of turn 2. That him to maintain the 2nd position though. James Watson's trying to look for an inside run on Harmon here. He's not going to get there. But he also has to try and defend 3rd from Chris Champeau, who now is under pressure from the 78 of Brian Pizzicemi, trying to take the 3rd place away, the 4th place away from him. As the 39 of James Watson tries to work over Thomas Harmon for 2nd, and around goes Brian Pizzicemi. And that has brought out another caution. 10 to go in the race. Brian Pizzicemi with a very beaten up looking race car there. The current order is now Kraus, Watson, Harmon, Champeau, Lazelle, Massier, DeVore, Steinhauser, Pizzicemi. This time Brandon Bennett will just be 2 laps down. Jonas Marquez will remain 5 laps down. Oh, apparently not. Marquez gets the nod again. Poor Brandon Bennett. But the lights are out on the pace car. We'll go green this time. And green flag. Oh, big punt from Steinhauser on Massier. See the 2 of Chris Champeau was trying to go for a big dive around the outside. Couldn't pull anything off there. And around goes Pizzicemi again, this time off the nose of Massier. Going to bring out another caution. This time, we should see Brandon Bennett become 2 laps down. We're almost starting to get into the end of this race too. We're almost starting to get into overtime territory as well. If we don't get the 1 to green this time by, then I believe This will be the first attempt of a green-white checker. The lights are out. We're going green. There's still a chance that we'll get just 50 laps in here. It's going to be Kraus, Harmon, Watson, Champeau, Lizelle, Devore, Massier, Steinhauser, Pizzakemi. Bennett 2 laps down. Marquez 4 laps down. The pace car goes in. Here we go. Green flag. Big check up on the inside line that time by. Steinhauser worked his way around the outside of Travis Massier to take over what is the 7th position. Oh, and around goes Chris Champeau, and Robert Devore was the one who punted him. And that is going to bring out a caution. Also going to be our first attempt at a green-white checkered for Season 2 2022 here in the Output Racing League. But this doesn't really count, as it is the Clash. So the order is going to be Kraus, Watson, Harmon, Lizelle, Devore, Steinhauser, Pizzakemi, Champeau. And I think Brandon Bennett is going to get another lap back here. He is. That means he'll only be 1 lap down. And Jonas Marquez will remain 4 laps down. The lights are out on the pace car. We'll go green this time by. The pace car is in. We're off and racing. Oh, and around goes John Lizelle. Looks like we kept going, but Lizelle around again. Brought out another caution once more. This will be our 2nd attempt at a green-white checkered finish. It's pandemonium right now. If I'm looking at this correctly, it's going to be Kraus, Harmon, Watson, Steinhauser, Devore, Pizzakemi, Massier, Lizelle, Champeau. Brandon Bennett will be back on the lead lap in 10th, and Jonas Marquez in 11th, 4 laps down. This is the last chance of a green-white checkered finish. If we get another caution, that's race over. The lights are out on the pace car. We're going green this time by. Pace car is in. We're off and racing. It was a terrible start for anyone who's not in the top 3. Kyle Kraus is leading this one out. Side by side goes Steinhauser and Pizzakemi. That's for 4th position. White flag last lap, last chance to win it. They'll wear it. Sideways was Harmon. And Steinhauser has made a mistake and he's allowed Pizzakemi up his inside. Kraus is going to win this one from Watson, Harmon, Pizzakemi and Steinhauser. We're going to go to another commercial break. When we come back, we will be having our final race, so make sure you guys stay tuned. right, we're back. We're already pacing around. The order is going to be Kraus, Watson, Harmon, Pisakemi, Steinhauser, Champeau, Devore, Lazelle, Massio, Bennett, and Marquez for this 10-lap shootout to find out who was going to win the clash for Season 2 2022. Money would have to be on Kyle Kraus and on Thomas Harmon, as we're going to be going green this time by. Steinhauser was giving a little bit of a hurry up there to Harmon as the pace car goes in. We're off and racing for the final 10 laps. Oh, and Steinhauser has been turned early by Robert Devore. And that is going to be the first caution of this final 10 lap segment. Steinhauser is going to have it all to do here. The order now is going to be Kraus, Watson, Harmon, Pisakemi, Champeau, Lazelle, Devore, Bennett, Massio, Marquez, and Steinhauser. See, Marquez gave Brennan Bennett a little bit of a hurry up there. Pace car is in. And we're off and racing already. A little bit of a hurry up from Harmon on Kraus. Oh, and in the back, round goes to 64 of Marquez off the nose of Steinhauser. There's a lot more road rage going on. Caution is out. And there is shenanigans. We just had the 13 Travis Massio go into the pits. Waiting for everyone to cross the start finish line so we can figure out the order. Going to be Chris Champeau, Brian Pisakemi, John Lazelle, Robert Devore, Thomas Harmon, James Watson, Brandon Bennett, Corey Steinhauser, Kyle Kraus, Travis Massio, and Jonas Marquez, who was one lap down. We're off and racing already. Oh, and around goes John Lazelle in front of the field. Devore and Marquez were caught up in that one. And this is going to bring out our third green-white checkered already of this season. This is where we're going to start seeing some desperate driving. The current order now is Champeau, Pisakemi, Harmon, Bennett, Watson, Kraus, Massio, Steinhauser, Devore, Lazelle, and Marquez. Marquez, unfortunately, will be slotted to finish in 11th unless we get another green-white checkered. As the lights are out on the pace car, everyone's getting lined up in a hurry here. And we go green. Oh, Kraus is the big hurry up to Brandon Bennett with a big lockup. White flag last up, last chance to win it or wear it for the two of Chris Champeau. Everyone's trying to dive bomb him hard. They're not going to get there. Around goes Travis Massio. Around goes Kyle Kraus. And the win goes to the two of Chris Champeau. Brian Pisakemi finished in second. Thomas Harmon in third. What a finish to the race that was. Got James Watson fourth. Brandon Bennett in fifth. Corey Steinhauser finishing P6, DeVore in 7th, Kyle Kraus 8th, Travis Massey in 9th, Jonas Marquez in 10th. John Lozelle actually finishing in 11th there. But that is the way this race is run. Stay tuned. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have driver interviews, so make sure you guys stay tuned. It's time for driver interviews, and we're kicking things off with our third place getter here tonight. And tonight's third place getter is the one and only Mr. Thomas Harmon. Thomas, crazy race out there. You're at the front, you're at the back, you're at the front again. A lot of drama throughout. How was it from your perspective?
I would have liked to see more green flag racing, but I mean, the result was to be expected considering where we're at. That's about all I got.
Yeah, it was definitely a weird way for us to start this season, going to a really small, ridiculously small track such as this. Um, what do you reckon about this track for a clash, for us at least? Did you want to see us come back to here in the future, or you reckon this is going to be a one and done kind of thing?
Well, if we want to race, I expect it to be a one and done kind of thing, and I hope that we never come here again. Um, the track's fun to watch, but it's an absolute nightmare to drive. And if if you don't get any green runs, it gets real boring real fast.
Now let's look forward towards the future. We're going to be starting off the season good and proper at Pocono. What's the feeling for you as we head into 70 laps of the Pocono Raceway?
I thoroughly enjoy Pocono, so I expect to run well. Haven't run there since they've updated the cars, so it'll be an adventure for me the first few laps, but hopefully adapt well and come out ahead.
All right, Thomas, before we let you go here tonight, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to you up in the booth, all the drivers that came out, um, all the league admins, all the fans that watched, and everyone on the car.
All right, thank you very much for coming out, Thomas. We look forward to seeing you next week.
I'll be there. Have a good one, Corey.
All right, guys, that was our third place getter here tonight, Mr. Thomas Harmon. Coming up next, we're going to be talking to our second place getter, and he wanted to use all kinds of different profanities to describe this race. So let's see how he goes with trying to not do such things. Of course, it's going to be the 78 of Mr. Brian Pizzakemi. Brian, definitely one of the harder races that we've ever done. Kind of reminds you of that Martinsville race that wasn't broadcasted from a couple years ago.
Martinsville was cleaner. That's all I have to say about that. Martinsville was cleaner.
I would definitely have to agree, and I didn't even see that race. I just heard all about it. But it was a bit of a fun race. Just like Thomas, or just like everyone, you spent time at the front, you spent time at the back, you spent time getting wrecked. How was the race for you as a whole?
How to say this without swearing is really difficult. So somewhere between disaster and I never want to think about this again. It was awful. I mean, the racing when we actually had some green flag laps was fine, sort of. It was just full send all lap every lap, so it was okay.
Right now, let's look forward towards next week. We're going to be starting the season up good and proper when we head to the Pocono Raceway. What's the feeling like for you as we head into Pocono?
Let's see, the turn 1 wall, the turn 2 wall. That's how I feel. I don't I don't know how to feel about Gen at Pocono yet. I have yet to put any laps, so a little nervous.
All right, well, before we let you go here tonight, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Shout out to you for the broadcast. Shout out to all the drivers for putting on a I'll call it a race, but it's more of a crash fest. And for putting up with it, really, I appreciate everyone doing that. The fans for watching, and drivers' council for approving this insanity.
I don't know how much approval went into it, but yep. Anyway, thank you very much for coming
Exactly.
out, Brian, and we look forward to seeing you next week when we head to Pocono.
All right, thanks, Corey.
All right, so that was our second place getter here tonight, Mr. Brian Pizzakemi. And now the happiest man on track, not just because he survived, but because he survived and got the win. Of course, talking to the number 2 of Mr. Chris Champo. Chris, even though it doesn't count for points, a win is a win is a win is a win. That's extra momentum going into the first round next week.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea how I even won. It was basically musical chairs in the front, and I just happened to be sitting in them when the race ended.
It was definitely a bit of a chaotic race for us to get reintroduced into the next gen cars. What was it like for you going through the stages and just trying to, not get killed?
Yeah, I don't really like this track, and this car is like driving with roller skates on an ice rink here, so it took me pretty much the entire two first races just to figure out how to even get around the track without running into everybody. So it was a bit of an experiment, we'll say.
Right now, let's look forward into next week. We're going to be going to the Pocono Raceway. What's the feeling like for you
Oh.
as we head into the Tricky Triangle?
I don't know. I guess I haven't thought about it. I have no idea how these cars drive at Pocono. I've never driven this car at Pocono. Um, I have a strange feeling it's going to be a tire saving game because Pocono can be that, and I think that's what it'll end up being. It will most likely be green the whole way, so it's going to come down to who can save their tires and stay in front, or not destroy their tires and stay in front.
All right, before we let you go here tonight, Chris, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Oh, shout out to everyone that came out for the race and making it fun. A lot of wrecking, but everyone had a positive attitude and we had a good time. So shout out to everyone in the league for that. Shout out for Jaron for putting together a good league. Hopefully he'll start showing up and hanging out with us once he stops buying houses.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming out, Chris. Congratulations on coming home with the win. Look forward to seeing what you can do next week when we head to Pocono.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, guys, that is going to wrap up our broadcast here for tonight. Thank you to everyone who came out and participated. And we'll see you guys when we kick off the season good and proper over at the Pocono Raceway. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that.